Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am Joe Usual, and today I'm going to bring you along with me on a journey to create one of the most simple and basic yet essential household staples in every homestead. It's been around for thousands of years. It only has two ingredients. Have you guessed it yet? That's right, sourdough starter. All right, guys, welcome to my usual homestead. All right, so I wouldn't be a proper homestead channel unless I made this. So I went ahead and started one yesterday. It's not ready to bake a cake yet, but we can do something with this. This is going to be basic flour and water. It's going to be a 2-to-1 ratio. It's going to be 2 part flour, 1 part water. But if you get a paste that's too thick, you can add more water. It can go all the way up to 50-50 if you'd like. So what I've done here is I put in 2 cups of flour and I put in almost 2 cups of water because I'm not using a whole wheat flour. I'm using a regular, just all-purpose flour for my sourdough. So they suggest that you use a whole wheat flour to begin with, but I didn't have any, so I didn't use it. So don't bother. Don't worry about it. You can if you want. It probably will make a little bit, it'll definitely make a different product, but this is going to taste unique to you because what happens here is you add the flour and the water and you mix it up and you let it set in a warm place for 24 hours and you will get bubbles. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if I can show you the bubbles. I don't know if you can see the bubbles in there, but there's the bubbles in there. It's been working for about a day. And so what we're going to do is all I did was I just took my mason jar and I just put the lid on it and I didn't tighten it down. I just let it loose so that whenever the bubbles, whenever the gases got a little bit too much, it just go bloop, bloop, and it seal itself. And this, you can just, just finger tight and then let it loose just a little bit. So it's just a little bit loose. So that's how I did mine. I mean, you can cover yours with a cloth if you want, with a rubber band or a little string. You could use some pantyhose. You could use a sock that was clean. Hopefully it was clean because that yeast would be nasty. You'd have cheese sourdough. Or you could use cheesecloth, speaking of cheese, if you wanted. Just something to lightly cover it and so that the bugs can't get in and the dust can't get in. But you do want the wild yeast to get in. So, because the wild yeast is what's going to make it bubble and ferment and get its juices flowing, so to speak. So what you're going to do is every single day you have to feed this. You have to take half of it. Get rid of it. So I'm bringing you from the beginning, and then every week or probably every week, maybe every 2 weeks, I will go ahead and I will show you what the sourdough starter looks like. Like at the end of the week, I'll show you what it looks like. And then, or in a week, I'll show you what it looks like. And then we will continue to bake with it as time goes on. So right now, it doesn't have any leavening agent. Now, what happens is, that's what sourdough does. It is a leavening agent. It's to replace not traditional, but baker's yeast. This is traditional. Baker's yeast is not. We didn't have baker's yeast, I don't think, until like the 1800s, like the late 1800s, like widely available. And then it was super expensive. So up until that point, every household had sourdough in their house. It was just sitting out on the counter, and you feed it every day. Now, if you don't want to feed it every day, if you're only going to bake, like say once a week, you can go ahead and you can put it in the fridge, and you can feed it once a week. If you're only going to be using it once a week, say on a weekend or something, if you don't like sourdough every day, if it's too much for you to bake every single day, then just put it in the fridge and it should be fine. I mean, you should be able to feed it once a week. But I'm going to show you how to feed it right now. We're going to go to my little tiny kitchen space. So let's go to the kitchen and I'll meet you over there. Okay, so it's very simple, guys. I mean, this is about as simple as it gets. It's going to take, and we've got 2 cups right here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take half of it. I'm going to throw it away. Now, I was going to make a cracker with this, but I decided against it because I don't know that I have everything I want to put with the cracker to make it right. So I'm not a baker, but I can cook. I'm just not a baker. So you're gonna join me on this journey of me becoming a baker once again. I haven't baked for a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and take half of this out. That doesn't matter. Feeding your sourdough has nothing to do with baking. So we're going to take half of this out, and then I'm going to put a half a cup of flour and a half a cup of water in here and get it back up to its original space. So here we go. I'm going to dump it, and boom, there you go. So there we are. Now we're at the 1 cup level. Let me go ahead and grab. I've got a 1/4 cup sitting right here. We're going to use that. I'm going to take out my flour. Take my flour, and I'm going to do. That's a 1/4 cup. That's a half a cup. And then let me go ahead and let me get a half a cup of water. All right, so this right here is about a half a cup of water. Go ahead and just add it to that. Now I'm going to mix her up, and hopefully we won't be too thick. If we are too thick, I'm going to add a little bit more water. Now we're good. We're good. 50-50 is what you want to add to your mix whenever you add to it. I hate wasting stuff. I hate wasting anything, and I feel like that was a waste of my flour. But you can do something with it. I suppose you could make a griddle cake with it if you wanted to add a little flour to that. But it really has no leavening and it has no real flavor. It just tastes like flour and water paste at this time. So I don't really feel like I want to mess with it. Like I said, I was going to do a cracker, but I changed my mind because after I smelled it and tasted it, it just wasn't great. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Now I'm going to wipe inside my edges. You don't really have to do this. I'm just going to try to clean it up a little bit. It'll sink, or the gravity will sink and make it sink, and then I'll go ahead and, I'm covering it, so it's not going to dry out, so it should be fine. And really just go all the way just until it's like, just snug, and then loosen it off just about a quarter, maybe an eighth of a turn or something. And then you just let it sit for another day. That's all you do. Let her sit for another day, take off half, put in half. So you're taking out a half a cup, or usually if you're taking out a cup, then you're adding a half a cup of flour, half a cup of water. And you do this for about a week, and then once the week is done, you'll see this. All the side will have bubbles. It'll look proper. And if it looks like, if you don't put it in the fridge, not for the first week, you need to get this working, and you need to get working properly. So you get that good sour flavor, you get those bubbles in there for that leavening agent, and you get that good bacteria working, and that's what you want. So you at least have to do this for a week. Then if it's working properly, then you can put it in the refrigerator if you want to. But then feed it once a week. Otherwise, if you're going to use it every day, if you're making sourdough pancakes every morning, then yeah, by all means. Now, you know what? Let's go back to my face so that I can talk about why I'm going to why I'm going to eat sourdough instead of store-bought bread. Okay, so why would I want to make my own bread versus buy my own bread? Well, if you don't know, I was at 215 pounds, and now I'm at 177, 176. So, and I'm 5'9". So I was obese. Now I'm just overweight right now, but I'm getting right there on the cusp of getting into healthy weight. So I'm trying to get down to 160, 155, somewhere in there. And but I cut out all carbohydrates and I cut out all processed sugars. Went straight to stevia, not straight, made step by step. But anyway, the whole point, and we're not here to talk about my health, kind of, is sourdough has a lower glycemic index than other breads. So, and even if you go and buy it at the store, you're going to have a lower glycemic index with sourdough that you buy in the store, but they're going to have all this other stuff that they're going to add to it. You look on your packaging, and if you could get something that's just flour and sourdough and like water and I wouldn't even say sugar, but get as little additives as you can, then that'd be fine. But I say make your own, and I'm going to make my own. I'm going to make sourdough pancakes. I'm going to make sourdough crepes. I'm going to make sourdough bread for sure. I've got I used to get the dough that you buy in the store that was frozen, and I'd thaw it out, and I'd make my own little Hot Pocket sandwiches. I'm going to make those. There's a bunch of different things. There's a recipe for a sourdough chocolate cake that I'm not sure about that we're going to try, but that's down the road. So if you would like to join me, if you'd like to make your own sourdough starter, now right now this is a baby sourdough starter, and it will develop in flavor as time goes by. Matter of fact, there's a place in San Francisco that has like 200-year-old sourdough starter. It hasn't ever died, and they swear that it's the best in the world. And I don't doubt that it's very good because it's been around for so long and it's developed all those flavors for almost 2 centuries. But if you want to join me, make your own sourdough starter right now. When I make the future videos, because this is going to be a series on sourdough, we can go ahead and we can make this stuff together. And I will be as honest as I can with you. Like I said, I'm not a baker, but I did do well in baking when I was in culinary school. So maybe I can kind of get back with it, and maybe I can remember how to make a baguette. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But if you want to join me, make your own sourdough starter, get it started today, and then we'll continue on. And in another week, I will come back and we will show you what it looks like, and I'll feed it again. And maybe I'll make something with what we have here in the jar. I might increase the amount that I feed it so it's at almost to the top. I don't want it to overflow, but I think if I'm going to make anything, I might want more than just this quart. But we're going to work with a quart, so smaller portions, because I'm not going to eat a lot of bread. My wife will probably eat the bread, but I'm not going to eat a lot of bread. But fresh bread is always nice. So we're going to go ahead and do that. You want to join me? This is going to be a series. That's my whole point. So I thought we'd talk sourdough today. I know this is a little shorter video than the last ones, but I think it'd be a fun thing. Also, you should name your starter. Give it a name, give it a personality, because it's going to have its own personality, and it's a personality that is where you are. All the yeast that's in the air that's coming in here, that is unique to you and your area. It will have a unique flavor. It will taste different than mine. It'll taste different than anybody else's, because what is in your environment is what's feeding this. So yeah, so give it a name. And matter of fact, why don't you help me give this one a name in the comments down below? What is the name of my starter? Something simple, something easy to remember. And if you like the comment, the name, give it a thumbs up so that I can count the thumbs up, so we can give it a proper name. I know we don't have many people watching at the moment, but so there might be only a couple of names. But if you guys go crazy, I'll make up my own name. But we'll see. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for coming on this journey, the beginning journey of sourdough starter with me. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And if I've earned your subscription, don't forget to hit that bell icon for notifications. As I always say, I am my usual me. You be your usual you. And we'll see you in the next episode of My Usual Homestead. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.